Hi guys, welcome to the Man United Agenda. Yes, it's Tuesday, and that means only one thing. It's quiz time. On the spot, the football challenge, no doubt about it. And we are joined today by a special guest. It is Jake, Sheffield United fan. Jake, all the way from Sheffield. How you doing, Jake?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I thought you were bluffing me there. You disappeared.
No. I'm
Yes,
all right. How are you?
yeah, I'm great, thank you. Great. Had a good day today. Done my shift at work. Came home at 8, and I'm so excited because Tuesday just means the quiz. And Champions League as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
no English clubs are in it anymore. So, Jake, tell me a little bit about yourself. You're a Sheffield United supporter, isn't it right?
I mean, I'm 27. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I requested the people wanting me to do Sheffield United, so it's going to go one or two ways.
I
They
mean,
are my second team, but
yeah.
it's.
So you've definitely got a Yorkshire accent, haven't you? So just tell me, aren't you from London? What's the connection?
So I was born in London. I moved up here to play football at the age of 10, 11. And then
Start
I've
again. Let's
just been up
rewind. You
here.
moved up from London to play football in Sheffield.
Yeah, I played
What
for
happened there?
Gillingham back in the day, and then I signed Sheffield Wednesday in 2006.
Oh, wow.
So I were 10, yeah. So I were 10, and then I signed Sheffield United 6 months later. Just I think at the time Sheffield United were in the Premier League,
Yeah.
so a better opportunity. And then I've just stayed here ever since.
So were you a bit of a wonder kid then, Jake?
I wouldn't say I were a wonder kid. No, I had certain flares. Maybe that'd be, you know, pace, strength. I would say skill, but I wouldn't. I don't think I've got the skill anymore.
So is there anyone you grew up with or played against when you were playing football that's quite famous now or made it?
No, I think they all play League One, League Two,
Well,
Conference. I
that's
don't.
still good. I mean, making it pro is still good. You make a living out of it.
Most one to my knowledge is Jake Eastwood. Stayed at Sheffield United for a while.
Yeah.
I think now he's ended up in Conference League somewhere.
Okay.
One of my friends, who I played with at the time, Joe Dixon, he's deaf. He plays for England national team, but he plays for like the deaf side.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
it still gets all the exciting trips, which is a good thing.
It's good. It's interesting that because we got a deaf team that used to play in our league, our Sunday team league,
Yeah.
and they were really good. But obviously, the way they communicate was you think, how would this work? But they get on all right. They actually beat us a couple of times, which is credit to them. First of all right, let's go to the comments. I want to say hi to Stephanie, saying big up on Monday, and AKA TQM, the quiz master. That's me. And big up to Jake, guys. This is Jake. Hope you can give him a warm welcome. And big up to Eddie. He says, good evening, Amondi, and everyone. Good luck, Jake, for the quiz. Play the game and not the hot seat. So there's some good advice. Eddie's been on the show. He said, just relax, play the game, and don't worry about being in the hot seat. Because I do try to put a little pressure on you. Eddie's saying, hit the likes. There's 6 likes so far. Big up, Stephanie. And big up to Bath Time. He said, good luck, Jake, as well. Bath Time's one of regulars, not regulars. He's part of the Man United agenda. So he's part of the staff here on the agenda as well. So, Jake, let me just tell you how it runs. 13 watching right now. Make sure you press the like, guys. Jake is in the hot seat. That means this is Football Mastermind. We will be asking Jake 6 questions of football general knowledge, 6 photo round questions. We'll be putting up a photo asking Jake to recognize who it is, and then 6 questions on your chosen subject, which, being an Arsenal fan, would have been Arsenal, but you chosen.
I'm a man of the people. They asked me to do Sheffield United, so I'll do Sheffield United.
You'll do
How,
Sheffield United.
how well we do, how well we do. I should have probably done some research, but
Can we say hi to Katie in the comments? She's saying, Bun, Jake. One of your Katie was in last time.
The only thing I need to say is, hopefully Birmingham and Plymouth win on Saturday, Blackburn lose, or Sheffield Wednesday lose, and either or go down because you know what, Kate, it'd be nice seeing you become a League One club where you belong. Small Blackburn.
Oh God. There you go. Cold-hearted there from Jake. And we deserve better saying good luck, Jake. and good to see you on Monday. Well done. Big up to We Deserve Better. How you doing, bro? And Simon Warner's in the house as well. He's saying, greetings, guys. Welcome, Jake. So you're getting lots of love here, Jake.
Appreciate it,
want to
people.
say, Jake,
God bless.
Usually we ask you to turn the camera to the side because you've been to the gym and you're out angling the whole of your behind you. We can't see anything but chest, you know?
I'm not that big, bro. I'm not.
How much you benching? How much you bench?
I only bench 90 at the moment, bro.
All right. Okay. But you look...
I'm not...
You look in shape, that's for sure.
I wouldn't say that, mate. If you see me without my top off, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Got a bit of a beer belly. I mean, I can turn it round. I don't know how it works, but...
No, I'm joking. But I think
sure?
Katie wouldn't mind. Some of the females definitely wouldn't mind, but not me. I'm going to pass on that one. Speaking of passing, it's not advisable to pass on the show. If you're not struggling with an answer, I would suggest you put something out there just in case, because some people guess and get it right. What is, Jake? I will take your first answer. So sometimes you confer in your head and you're throwing out names and saying, Gary Lineker with Owen. Was it? I will take your first answer. So just be poised and don't throw out anything unless you give me an answer. Jake, my lover, says Kettle the Kettle.
Yeah.
You're getting exposed right now, Jake. I thought you said you're single.
Up the kettle.
And bath time. Look, we've got a kettle and bath time in the house. So both of you take your tops off. No, thank you. I can't. I won't be doing that. All right. So like I say, here is where we say the oath, guys. Everyone's tuned in the comments. We appreciate that right now. We are all going to get together. Put your hand on something important, your heart, your Bible, your Quran, or whatever it is, and we're going to say this oath together. I solemnly swear that I will not type out the answer for Jake during the show, during the round, or until after the question's been done and we've moved on. So once again, I solemnly swear that I will not type out the answer for Jake because it's a quiz show, and I'll wait until the round's over or until the question's passed. Then you can put your answers in and I will read them out. So, Jake, are you ready to play on the spot Football Mastermind?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So, like I said, there's 3 rounds. You get to choose. Do you want to play the pitch around? Do you want to do football general knowledge? Or do you want to take your chosen subject, which is Sheffield United?
I think we need to get Sheffield United out of the way. That's the worst one of the lot for me.
Let's get this out of the way. Sheffield United. Bit of a challenge for me getting Sheffield United questions because they've got a great history. They've been going for years, but just with honours and being famous players, it's a bit tough. First of all, do you want to say hi to Amateur Football Podcast? That would be Tabrice. Tabrice, thank you very much. He lined you up. He's like an agent for working for me right now.
Tabrice.
Yeah,
shame Liverpool ain't got good enough agents because they might actually win the league, or
the heat is on, and Tabrice is getting ribbed once again. Big up, and just want to say big up to Dr. Gaspire as well. Great show. If you haven't checked it out, guys, go and check out the Amateur Football Podcast. Fantastic show yesterday with a Southampton fan, and they were being interviewed, and I find it really intriguing because there's so much going in the Championship I didn't really know about, and go and check that out. Amateur Football Podcast. Go and subscribe to them. Check out the show they did yesterday. It was really, really good. And all the previous shows they did as well. One big community we are here on Amateur Football. Well, not Amateur Football. On the podcasting team. Cold. Yes, it was. He's pretty brutal, my man, Jake. Let's see what he's like in the quiz. All right. So you've chosen to do Sheffield United questions first. Like I say, I'm doing my own time in my head. I will push you if you're in an R too much. But there's 6 questions here to answer. I'm taking your first answer. Guys in the comments, you said your oath. Do not give him any help. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Do you want to take a glass of water or wipe your brow?
Oh, no, I'm all good.
Okay, let's do this. Question 1, Jake in the hot seat. Ben Brereton Diaz is on loan from which club?
Oh, Villarreal.
Question 2. Which English World Cup winning player has played for Sheffield United? This is back in 1981 and 82.
World Cup winning English player?
Yeah, which English World Cup winning player has played for Sheffield United? So England won the World Cup once, and he ended up playing for Sheffield United.
I'm just going to say Bobby Moore. I don't know, but...
Okay, question 3. In 1993 FA Cup semi-final between Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday, Waddle scored a great goal, free kick after a couple of minutes. But who scored the equaliser after 44 minutes to take the game into extra time?
1993. I've got a funny feeling this is a guy I know. I'm going to say Kevin Davies.
Okay. Question 4. Who was the manager of the 1993 semi-finalist Sheffield United at the time?
Tony Hutton.
Question 5. Who is the odd man out, having not managed Sheffield United? Is it John Toshak, Howard Kendall, or Brian Robson?
Repeat them, please.
So who is the odd man out, having not managed Sheffield United? Is it John Toshak, Howard Kendall, or Brian Robson? Who has not managed Sheffield United?
The second one, Howard Kendall.
Okay, and question 6. How many times has Brian Deane signed for Sheffield United? So how many times has he signed for Sheffield United?
Gonna say 4. More than Billy Sharp, and Billy Sharp is 3, I believe.
Okay. All right, that's it. End of the rounds. Went really quickly. How do you think you done?
I've got 1 out of 6, I reckon.
You're probably correct. Yeah, you did get 1 out of 6. So we go through it quickly. Ben Brereton Diaz is on loan from which club? You said
Villarreal.
correct. Yeah. How did you know that?
He went from Blackburn to Villarreal. Didn't have best start at Villarreal, and then obviously came on loan to try stop the sinking ship. But the ship were already sinking. It were.
What do you think of him as a player? Because when he was at Blackburn, he was like a good talent, and people were raving about him. What do you think of him as a player, with Diaz?
I think he lacks the confidence. I think, when I've watched the old game, he just makes stupid decisions. Like there's times where I've seen him run through on goal. He's in a one-on-one situation,
Right.
and he's just scuffing it. He's doing a Darwin Núñez for Tabriz. You know what I mean? Like he's either Darwin Núñez, Darwin Núñez, or Nicholas Jackson, whichever one. Pick of the both. 2 peas in the same pod.
Thankfully, it's the Man United channel, and we haven't got any Chelsea fans or anything on here. All right, that's 1 out of 1. Question 2: which English World Cup winning player has played for Sheffield United? You said.
I just made up a name.
You said Bobby Moore, I think.
Yeah, Bobby Moore, I think.
It was actually Martin Peters.
Martin Peters.
Yeah.
No clue.
Played for Sheffield United in 1980, a World Cup winner. In 1993, semi-final between... Sorry, 1 sec. Hush up! Back there. All right. In 1993, the semi-final between Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United. Chris Waddle scored after opening a few minutes. A lovely free kick for Wednesday. But who scored the equaliser for Sheffield United to take the game into extra time? You said...
Kevin Davies.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't. It was Alan Cork. Bald-headed Alan Cork. He used to play for Wimbledon.
Never heard of the guy.
Oh, gosh. You're 27, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, unfortunately, he's a bit before your time. All right, question 4. Who was the manager in that game against Sheffield Wednesday in the semi-final of the FA Cup, 1993? You said...
Someone Hutton.
Yeah, it was actually Dave Bassett. Dave Bassett. Do you remember him?
I've heard of the name Dave Bassett.
Yeah, he used to manage Wimbledon back in the day, the crazy gang. Question 5. Who is the odd man out, having not managed Sheffield United? Is it John Toshak, Howard Kendall, or Brian Robson? You said the middle one.
The middle one, yeah.
Yeah, that's Howard Kendall. It was actually John Toshak. Brian Robson and Howard Kendall have managed Sheffield United at some point. And final question was, how many times has Brian Deane signed for Sheffield United? You said
4.
It was actually 3. It was actually 3 times. So 1 out of 6. Let's support our man Jake. Need some gin before you answered, said Simon Warner. Villarreal signed him because he became Chilean. That's right, isn't it? He's from Stockport, apparently, isn't he?
Yeah. He's a good player, I think. Confidence-wise, I don't think he'll stay at Sheffield United. I mean, I hope he does. I think level of quality for the Championship, it'd be a good asset. But
yeah,
We'll see.
Okay. All right. I need to beat up a dog to tell them to hush up. Just 1 second, please.
That's fine.
Divas, come here. Come here. Come, stop that. Behave. All right. Forgive me. Calm down. All right. Are you ready for round 2? It's your choice, Jake. What's it going to be? Are you going for the photo round or are you going for
The photo round.
Photo round. All right. This is exciting. Everyone loves this one. By the way, wow, Bayern Munich are beating Real Madrid 2-1. We will get onto that. He's from Stoke, says Kate, but his mum is Chilean. And 2-1 up. Sané and Kane. Wow. What is going on up there? All right. Photo round. I'm going to fling up a photo. You're just going to throw out the answer, and we're going to move on. Simple as that. Are you ready for the photo round, my brother?
Yep.
All right, here
Let's
we go.
go.
First one. Who is this?
Oh, I'm going to say Curtis Davies, but I don't think it is.
Well, you said you gave an answer. I remember I always take your first answer.
Yeah,
Second one.
fine.
Who is this? Do you know who he's playing for?
No, I recognise his face. Going to annoy me this because I know who it is, but his name's not coming. I'm just going to say Gantz Pedersen. Don't think it is, but
Question or photo number 3. Who is this legend?
oh, that's oh, I'm gonna bluff this up, mate. I've got 2 names in my mind.
What are you thinking? Don't give me a name, but what are you thinking? Who's he playing for?
Striker.
Who's he playing for?
He's playing for Germany.
Okay.
But there's 2 in who I think it is. One of them's a centre mid and one's a striker. Oh no, one's a centre back, I believe, and one's a striker.
If I were you, I'd go for the goals. The one who scores goals.
Yeah, I'm going to say Muller.
Okay. Question 1. Photo number 4. Who is this?
Oh. Everton. It's Everton, isn't it?
Yep, Everton.
I'm going to say Leighton Baines.
Number 5. Who is this?
Thought it was Tabriz for a second now. I had to double check. Tabriz when he had hair.
I'll give you a clue. He's got a brother who played for Leeds, won a title with Leeds, and also went and played for Rangers.
It's something Sinclair. Is it? I think it is anyway. Jerome Sinclair.
Okay. Number 6 and final one on the photo round. Who is this?
I'm assuming that's Sparta Prague.
Yep. That's his nationality.
Check. I'm going to say Nedved.
Okay. We'll stop right there. Guys, in the comments, how do you reckon he got on here with this round? We've got, let's see. Move that. Okay. How do you reckon you got on there, Jake, with the photos?
That's 2 out of 6.
Okay. I think you've done a little bit better than that. All right, let's start with the first one. We asked you who was this. You said
Curtis Davies.
Yes. How did you get that? What do you know about this guy?
I don't know much about him. He played for one of the few. I remember he played a few years at Birmingham, I believe. Played for Fulham maybe as well.
Fulham as well. Yeah.
Fulham, yeah. I remember. I think he might have been part of the team that beat Arsenal in the Carling Cup. I believe he played for Hull.
Yep, definitely played for Hull.
He played for Hull. He might have played for Hull in the FA Cup semi-final against Sheffield United in 2013.
Oh gosh,
maybe.
Curtis Davies, yeah. Do you want to say big up to Bilal? Bilal got that right, so well done to you, Bilal. So we asked you who this is. You said
Pedersen.
Do you know who he's playing for?
No.
He's playing for Chesterfield there. Anyone in the comments know who this is? Also played for Bolton. Big striker.
Striker. Kevin Phillips.
Kevin Davis.
Kevin Davis. Oh.
Yeah. Next one, we asked you who this was. You had a one of two. You were thinking two players, weren't you?
Beckenbauer or Muller.
Yeah.
They're the only two.
You went for the goal scorer.
Yeah, Muller.
And you're correct. Yes,
Yeah.
it is Gerd Muller. What do you know about him?
I don't know much about him. I just know he's on FIFA. He's one of the icons.
Okay.
And that's the only reason I got it. Without that, like, I mean, I know Matthias. I mean, he's a smaller man with lighter hair.
Yeah.
Beckenbauer's got. I did believe he had long hair, but he was centre midfielder or centre half.
Do they rate him, Jake, on FIFA, the FIFA game? Do they rate Muller?
Yeah, so they've got one of his base card. I remember he had a 94 rated card. Rated very highly. Don't know
Good.
much about him as a player. But
Thoroughly deserved because they called him the bomber, the bomber.
who did he play for?
He played for
Club-wise?
Bayern Munich for most of his career. He's their top ever goal scorer, and he's got a crazy record. You go and look at his record for international and for Bayern Munich. It's almost a goal a game, or maybe even more than a goal a game. What an absolute!
Would you say he's got more credentials than Pele?
No, he's an out-and-out goal scorer. I mean, Pele was just a better player all round, but he's very got low centre of gravity. He's a really short guy, but powerful. And in the box, he just scores head, left foot, right foot, swivel in the box. He was just had everything about him. Just blessed with being prolific at scoring goals. Yeah, but nowhere near as good as Pele, I don't think. But effective what he did. Next one, former Sheffield United manager. You said.
Is it Nigel Clough, whatever his name is, Brian Clough, whatever his name is now.
Thinking Nigel Clough. This is actually Adrian Heath.
No clue.
Adrian Heath. Okay.
I'd just wait for Leighton Baines goals of the year, to be honest.
Yeah, this is 1985. I think he's playing.
Yeah,
Everton.
Wait, I know it's an Everton kit.
And this ain't Tabrice, but who do you think this is?
I said Sinclair, something Jerome Sinclair.
Yeah, someone almost got it. We talked about his brother. That's his brother, Anthony. This is Rodney Wallace. This is actually Danny Wallace.
We had him in a quiz not too long ago on TikTok, to be honest.
Who? Danny Wallace.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember the pitch.
And the final one is this guy. You said.
I said Nedved.
You're correct. It is Nedved.
The only you gave it away when you said player there. Like he was the only Czech person I can think of that's big enough to.
What do you think of Nedved? He won Ballon d'Or, didn't he? Do you remember much of him as a player?
I remember bits of him. I think very good player. I think he was one of them kind of midfielder, like wide players that weren't more about had an all-round package. He weren't exceptionally good in any kind of area. He was good at dribbling, good at passing, good at shooting.
Yeah.
Had a decent amount of pace. I think completely different type of dynamic for a play compared to nowadays. Yeah. I think as the game's progressed, where now you look at more wingers are just pacey and quick. Pacey, quick, good on the ball. That they're top of the tops. Then you've got the odd ones like Finney Jr. and stuff like that who are good at shooting or you compare it to now completely different type of play.
Yeah, never. I think he was class. I think he was absolutely top draw player. I felt Man United should have got him after Euro '96, but we went for Karol Poborski instead. Poor scouting. Anyway, that's 3 out of 6. You totally got 4 at the moment. You got another 6 possible in the general knowledge round, so you could get you to 10, which is high up on the leaderboard. So 6 out of 6 will get you 10 points.
What's the lowest on the leaderboard?
The lowest is 4. What you're on that at the moment?
Oh, that's all right then.
Just get 1 right, and you would definitely not get lowest. How are you feeling, bro?
I'm good.
Okay.
I respect a worse start than that, but we're all right.
Yeah, you done good, especially in the pitch around there. All right, general knowledge. You ready for this? You want to tackle this? Like I say in the comments, guys, let's give Jake some support. Let's get behind him, but don't give him the answers. We're just going to go through the general knowledge. And I'm going to give you 1 clue you're struggling with one of these questions, I'll give you one clue. Usually for the picture round, but in this general knowledge one, if you're struggling, I'll give you one clue, and we go from there. So remember, for the whole 6 questions. Simon saying here, a bit more confident now. How are you guys doing in the quiz? How would you be scoring yourselves right now? All right, here we go. General knowledge, last round. Opportunity here to get 6 out of 6 and get 10 and put you high up on the leaderboard. Are you ready, Jake?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do this. Question 1 on general knowledge. Middlesbrough moved to the Riverside Stadium in 1995. What was the name of the previous ground?
Riverside. Oh, Middlesbrough. I'm just going to say Middlesbrough Stadium.
Okay. Question 2. Who am I? This is a who am I round. I was signed by Villa from River Plate in 2001 for a record signing of 9.5 million. I remain the 3rd highest goal scorer for Villa in the Premier League era, behind Dwight York and Gabby Agbonlahor, with 62 goals in 205 games. Who am I? I am also Colombian. He's Colombian. So who am I? I signed for Villa from River Plate in 2001 for a record at the time, 9.5 million. I remain the 3rd highest goal scorer for Villa in the Premier League era, behind Dwight York and Gabby Agbonlahor, with 62 goals in 205 games. Who am I?
I haven't got a clue in the slightest.
Colombian.
I remember Gabby Agbonlahor, I'll tell you that much. Being strikers. Villa. I feel. Well, I know it.
Because of your age, you're 27, 2001. You could know it. He's a Colombian striker that played in the Premier League. He's signed from River Plate. He used to wear a headband, a bit of a headband, and played for Villa. Scored, it was 3rd highest goal scorer for Villa in the Premier League era.
Or a headband, that should be a big clue.
I don't know if it would. If you know him, you would know that. But
I haven't got a clue. I've got to say pass. I'm not going to make up a name here.
Okay, we pass. We move on from that. Remember, you have got a clue if you want from one of the 6. Do you want to continue?
I'll have a clue. Actually, no.
All right.
No,
Question
I don't think
3.
I'll get it.
Question 3. There have been 5 Peruvians, people from Peru, to play in the Premier League. I only wanted to name 2. 2 Peruvians that played in the Premier League.
Peru.
Well done, Anthony Herbert. Well done, Bilal. You got them right. 2 Peruvians who have played in the Premier League. There's been 5 that I know of. Just name 2. I'll tell you what. Just name 1. That's what I'm going to be good. I'm going to be kind to you. Just name 1 Peruvian that's played in the Premier League. A Peruvian international.
Trying to think of the flag. See whether anything's popped up from FIFA or anything.
Bilal, can you not do that, please? I'm putting your time out. I'm deleting your comment, Bilal. Do not do that.
I can't see any comments.
Remember, you can still have a clue between these 6 questions. 1 clue. So there's been 5 Peruvians to play in the Premier League. I just wanted you to name 1 of them.
You see, I were thinking of somebody, but I'm sure he's Honduran. 100%.
Do you want a clue?
Don't want a clue. I'm just going to have to... There's a winger, but I just can't think of his name. I remember there's a right winger. I think he's Canadian, to be honest. It's similar flag, ain't it? I'm sure he's from Honduras. I'm just going to say Figueiredo.
Okay. Question 4. What is the biggest scoreline, biggest win held by Liverpool, United, and Leicester in the Premier League? So, what is the actual scoreline with the biggest win held by Liverpool, Leicester, and Man United in the Premier League?
So the old-time record.
Yeah, in the Premier League era, there's been a scoreline that's been repeated by Leicester, United, and Liverpool, whooping a team badly with a number of goals. But what is that scoreline?
See, part of me, the way you've said that, is leaning towards something just to wind to breeze up, and that's a bad one. So well, it's not even winding to breeze up; it'd be winding you up. You wouldn't do that to yourself. Or would you? That's the thing.
So Liverpool beating a team by this scoreline, United have beaten the team by this scoreline twice, and Leicester have beaten the team by this scoreline.
Is it the biggest of all time?
It's the biggest in the Premier League era.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say 7-0.
Okay,
7-0. The only other one that came to mind were 8-2 when Man United beat Arsenal, but we don't want to talk about that one.
Odd one out round. This is question 5. Who is the odd one out, having not played for both Real Madrid and Barcelona? Is it Robert Prosinecki, Georgie Hadji, or Ronald Koeman? Which of these 3 players have not played for both Real Madrid and Barcelona? Is it Robert Prosinecki, Georgie Hadji, or Ronald Koeman? Who has not played for both?
What question's this? 5?
This is question 5.
I'm going to have to say Koeman.
Okay.
Remember him playing for Barca?
Yep. Question 6. In the 1998 World Cup final, who was dropped for Brazil after originally being in the team sheet instead of Ronaldo? But that was after 72 minutes before the game kicked off. The team sheet went out, and Ronaldo wasn't in it. Someone else was put in instead of Ronaldo. But then some controversy happened, and then Ronaldo was eventually put in the team. So who was dropped for Brazil? Was it Bebeto, Edmundo, or Romario? Who was the guy there, the full guy, who was originally in the team sheet, but then after some controversy, Ronaldo was put in, even though he was sick? Was it Bebeto?
Can I use my clue here?
Yes, you can. Was it Bebeto, Edmundo, or Romario? You want a clue?
Yeah.
Okay. This guy also played for Fiorentina when he came to Europe, and he was known as a bit crazy, bit of a nutter.
Romario.
Okay.
I've absolutely had a stinker with E6.
Okay, let's go through these questions. So, first one, we asked you, Middlesbrough moved to Riverside Stadium in 1995. What's the name of the previous ground? You said
Middlesbrough Stadium. The only thing that
Stadium. Anyone in the comments know Middlesbrough's former ground? I'm sure Anthony Herbert might know it. It was Ayresome Park. Ayresome Park. That was the name of the former ground. Who Am I? Signed by Villa from River Plate in 2001 for 9.5 million. Remained the third highest goal scorer for Villa in the Premier League era behind York and Agbonlahor with 62 goals in 205 games. Who Am I? We got guys in the comments. I think they got this right. Do you remember him, Angel?
I do remember him now.
Colombian, Andy Herbert.
Yeah,
as well.
I remember him.
Okay, there's been 5 Peruvians to play in the Premier League. We just wanted to name one.
I said Figueiredo, but I'm sure he's from Honduras.
Okay, we could have said Norberto Solano. Do you remember him? For Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Claudio Pizarro as well. Do you remember him?
Yeah, he played for Chelsea, didn't
he? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Claudio Pizarro. Okay, question 4. What is the biggest scoreline win held by Liverpool, United, and Leicester in the Premier League era? You said
7-0.
It's actually 9-0.
I should have thought about that. I didn't think, because the Newcastle beat Sheffield United 8-0, and I realised after that I said it.
Damn. Okay, so moving on. Odd one out. We asked you who has not played for both Real Madrid and Barcelona. Robert Prosinecki, Georgie Hadji, and Ronald Koeman. You said
Koeman.
Correct. He hasn't played for Real Madrid. Sure. Well done to Andy Herbert as well, and well done to Simon Warner with Ayresome Park. And well done for the 9-0. against Ipswich. Man United against Ipswich. That was a long time ago. But recently, I think Liverpool and Leicester. Leicester beat Southampton, I think. And Man United beat Southampton as well 9-0 a couple of seasons ago. Okay, final question. We asked you, in the 1998 World Cup final, who was dropped for Brazil after originally being on the team sheet instead of Ronaldo, R9, 72 minutes before the kickoff? I gave you multiple choice. Was it Bebeto, Edmundo, or Romario? I tried to give you a clue. Played for Fiorentina. A bit of a
The only one I
guy.
remember is Romario.
Yeah, it's actually Edmundo.
Yeah.
So on that round, you got one right. So you got a total of 5, which is, you're not bottom. That's fine, Jake.
I'm a second bottom.
You're second bottom. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
But guys at home, don't, before you say anything, what would you have got, guys, if you were taking the quiz today? Would you have beaten that score from Jake? I think you've done pretty well, especially in the picture round as well. So, Jake, will you come on again sometime?
I'll come on again, and I think I'd have to come on again and do Arsenal questions. I think Sheffield United ain't the. Yeah. I think Sheffield United ain't the one for me. I was there hoping you'd be there, like, FA Cup semi-final 2013. I was there thinking, come on, I know this one.
That's it. It's tough. I found it tough getting questions for Sheffield United. Premier League teams, I think people tend to know more about that, especially Arsenal. You would have done well. So Simon Warner saying here he would have got 3 out of 6 in the general knowledge. So there you go. You see, it's pretty difficult. So that's to get 5. You got end up with 5 out of 18. That's not too bad. You're not the lowest. So at least you can hold your head up high with that one.
Yeah, well, I'll come back on. I'll do Arsenal and I'll beat Tabriz on Mark.
No doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt about it. So make sure you come on again. Where can we find you? Do you want to shout out anyone, or do you want to sort of give out any socials or anything?
I mean, my name I only really use TikTok. It's Jake Walcott 5. Big up to Tabriz. Big up to Doctor. Yeah, you're better off pronouncing it. Big up to yourself. I big up the kettle. You don't know who the kettle is, but you should know who the kettle is.
Okay. Can we put the kettle on? Will he come on?
Yeah, listen. Next time, I'll have to. I'll bring the kettle on. I'll make sure I'm in the kitchen the entire time with me kettle. Sit there with me bow around it, caressing it, like I'm there in a bar trying to chat up some woman.
Well, I'll tell you something, Jake. Keep up the weight training. You're looking good, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Lovely to see people keeping fit in this day and age. You have to maintain that. So who's top on Monday? It is Andy. Andy's top with 15 out of 18. Anthony Herbert, do you want to come on? Do you want a piece of this? Do you want a piece of the pie? Do you want to try to be champion and wear that green jacket, top of the leaderboard? Anthony Herbert, if you want it, just give me a shout. You got my WhatsApp. You know where I'm at. And first month on here for me so far. Simon Warner's new to the channel, Jake. So he's been a regular, really knowledgeable guy. He goes way back with his history of Man United. So maybe, Simon, you want to jump on one day, if you like. Every Tuesday, we do the quiz. But well done to Jake. Big up to Jake. Thank you very much. Just quickly, Jake, a couple quick fire questions for you. Rooney or Phil Foden? Who's the better talent?
Rooney. And I'll base that off the versatility of how you can play Rooney. I think you could play Rooney in a bog standard central midfielder role as a box-to-box midfielder. You could play him as an attacking midfielder. You could play him as a centre forward, and you could play him as a striker. When you've seen Foden, sometimes when he's been on the wing, he's been lacking, but when he's been in that number 10 role, he's been magnificent. But I'd say all-round kind of knowledge of the game and ability of the game, I think Rooney is the better player. I think he provides a lot more. I think people get a bit too excited by, a bit of agile players, a bit of, dribbling and stuff, where there's key fundamentals such as shooting, passing, the physicality side, where you go back early days of football, it were a more physical sport where he wouldn't stand a chance doing that, because it's not like he's a very good skiller. He might have skill to a certain level, but
I actually agree with you. I think Rooney is a better talent. I don't think there's been another player at that age since Pele We spoke about it yesterday. Who's as good as Rooney, and that's including Messi and all these guys as well. All right, next one for you. Who is a better player? Is it Ian Wright or Andy Cole?
It's a close one. I would have to. I've got to stick with my boy Ian Wright.
Okay, that's a tough one. I found it tough, but I would go Ian Wright as well. Personality.
I just think what Ian Wright offered, I think, is a lot more than Andy Cole.
Okay, here we go. It's mixed in the comments. Simon Warner saying Wrighty and Cole from Bilal. It's 2-2 now in Bayern Munich. They've scored a penalty, Real Madrid. Okay, final one. Who is going to win the Premier League?
Man City.
You're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Do you think you've blown it then?
I just think you've got to look at what City have on offer. It's not like, one of Arsenal's key players gets injured. They've not really got a world-class replacement there. I think, say Saliba or Gabriel get injured, Ben White gets injured, I think they're in a whole whirlwind of trouble. Yeah. I know Timber's on the brink, but is he really going to be back to scratch as he looked in pre-season and Community Shield? I think. Okay. I think if not, I think, as Anthony said, I think there's got to be questions made there about Arteta.
Really?
I think you've.
How come? Why do you say that?
I think last season people will put a lot of blame on the players.
Yeah.
I think the players might not be experienced in that kind of environment, but they are still paid to do a job, and they still have a mentality of wanting to win. That's what the mentality should be. They should not be wanting to slip up. They should be wanting to achieve the thing. So to experience, might come into a certain advantage in certain things, but I just think it's more of that who wants it more. They didn't want it enough, and that's why they didn't win it last season. Where this season, I think if they don't win it, you've got to look at the City game for me. I think the City game is the big problem. I think City have looked very vulnerable when teams have pressed them, they've pushed them. And Arteta's like, oh, yeah, we'll park the bus. Yeah, he said that weren't the game plan. Mm-hmm. But you're settling for a draw, which now, if you look back, we went there and won. The players would be full of confidence. Maybe the filler result wouldn't have happened because of the confidence of the players, because of that. Champions League, they might have looked a lot better. I think the fact if he's drilled that to be a defensive kind of team against them, to me, as a mental standpoint, it's like your manager don't believe in you.
Wow. So do you think there's an issue about being clutch when it really matters? Because Arsenal have been accused of being bottle jobs. I watched them against Bayern Munich, and everyone felt Bayern Munich quite vulnerable. It was a good time to play them. Obviously, Arsenal got a history of Bayern Munich getting beaten outside in the Champions League. But do you think you missed the boat there? Do you think you just didn't have the experience or the clutch mentality to sort of get over the line?
I think it's just a lack of tactics. I think Arteta tactic-wise, what looked out for me. Listen, I'm no manager at no course, but I can analyse the game. Like the way you looked at how Bayern lined up in that first game is there was such a big gap between their defensive midfielders and their attacking midfielders and the wingers, and Arteta didn't adapt to that. And instead of being like, Saka's not looking 100% here, there was, I forgot who by in the second leg anyway, but there were, because our Davies were.
Yeah, the Moroccan guy played at left back, didn't he?
Yeah, where I think, that second leg, I think the best option were to rest Saka.
Right.
Because Saka didn't look great, and then start Reece Nelson, start Jesus on the right, For him to say, fans to say the lack of Champions League experience. Well, Havertz has won one, Jorginho's won one, Jesus has been in multiple, and so Zinchenko. So experience is there. There's 4 players there that's had decent experience. So I think that kind of throws that out the window. And then for winning the league, I think that's why it's a lot tighter now. Is maybe experience could be a thing, but I disagree with that. And I just look at how he's lined up. I don't think he's made the right substitutions. I don't think he's took the right risk. And I think you look at Pep. Pep will start Oscar Bob if he's got no option or if one of his places isn't 100%. He'll start look at is it Rico Gomez? I want to say
Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis. He'll start Rico Lewis. If he's not got an option, or he'll give him game time, he'll sub him on in 60th minutes if players aren't looking 100% or they're not putting in a good performance. Where Arteta don't do that, but he tries mimicking everything Pep does. And that's the difference. I think you've got to take risks to win. If we went through life, just taking safe options, would we win anything? Or would we achieve anything? Probably not. And I think that's where it becomes down to the man. I think that's why if they don't win the league, he needs to be looked at in certain ways.
You know what, Jake? Really good insight there from you. Because a lot of fans, I expect Arsenal fans to be rejoicing Arteta's name. He got you sort of 2 years in a row, Champions League, pushing for a title. I think that from where you've coming from, I think you've done pretty well. You got 8th twice in the league. So it's really seen the contrast between supporters, what they really feel about Arteta. But I was nodding all along with what you were saying there because you do make a lot of sense, really. Just going to go through a few comments before we sign out here. Haaland scoring back now, says Simon Warner. Annie Herbert saying here he spent 750 million. If he spends 250 million next season, he would have spent £1 billion. Simon Warner saying Arsenal slip up on the last 2 games, happens most seasons. Simon again saying at least flippity flop won't get it, just first trophy for him before he leaves. We've got Cameron White saying he's done Real to win at 720 to 1. So if they're winning, that's good for you. I'll ask my brother wants to come as well. Thank you, Richard and Anthony Herbert could be coming on the show. Simon Warner saying here Arsenal will still get Champions League, so they will get something out of this season. So he hopes Real will win, says Cameron again. And Arsenal fans saying Martinelli is like Rashford now in his playing ability. That's what Anthony Herbert. Anthony Herbert is actually an Arsenal fan as well. And any betting tips for tomorrow? Who's playing tomorrow? Is it PSG and Dortmund? Do you want to give our man Cameron a tip on that?
Cameron, Cammy White. No, he's a Liverpool fan and all. You don't want to start him off. He'll start chucking all his toys out the pram. He'll start having a mess for that. But betting tips, mate. I'm not the one to come to for that. Maybe someone else can assist you with that.
Who's your favourite Arsenal player at the present? Who's the man for you? Who do you really like?
I've got to go with Havertz at the moment, and it's a weird one for me because I look at how much stick everybody's been giving him. Everybody's been like, saying, "Oh, he's rubbish. He can't do this." Yeah, he hasn't had the best season, but he's still put in a decent amount of work to be like, you know what, I've achieved this. And it just kind of shows that, people can say whatever they want about you. Yep. If you put your mind to something, you can still achieve it. And that's how I think off that.
Okay. Good. You know what? You're saying me and you on the same page. So I think it's a lot about mentality. You're saying football is about mentality as well. Having played as well, remind you guys said earlier in the show, he went up to North early in his career to play for Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, and teams around that region. So big up to you, Jake, for coming on. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. I will add you on TikTok. Make sure you hang around at the end of the credits. I'm going to have a little chat with you after the show. But you've done really well today on the pitch around. It's pretty difficult. 27 years old, but built like a brick shit house.
If your fitness is bad, if you see me last summer and the summer before, that's different. I always do it every summer. I'll fill up like a balloon.
Okay. Guys in the comments, thanks again. Big up to Jake, and you know where to find him on TikTok. TikTok is on fire right now, guys. Make sure you jump on board. All right, we're going to sign out. Enjoy the rest of the evening, guys. And don't forget, we'll be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow for the Man United agenda. Big up, Jake. Big up everyone in the comments, and I'm out later.